Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, I told you, had the wrong hat on. I told you, man. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. I've been saying since day one. I don't believe it's gonna happen, and it ain't gonna happen. At least not right now. Tyson Fury has, gotten a cut over one of his eyes, and the fight is postponed. Right? It's probably off, but it's postponed to June. That's what I'm hearing. So hey, there you have it. Listen, people. Every time I talk about certain fighters, I say whatever. Right? Y'all know them. Tyson Fury, Adrian Broner, Amir Khan, and now Ryan Garcia of late, right? Those just fighters were whatever, just always shenanigans, so you just kind of got to ignore them. Tyson Fury has good attention, everybody's attention for things he does outside of the ring and antics. And then most of those guys I talk about, so I don't really like to report on those guys because I already know it's just, whatever. When they in the ring, then we can talk then. But all that stuff before, too many headlines for stuff that ain't boxing, right? This is whatever right now when it comes to the fact that Tyson Fury is not fighting Alexander Usyk. People, what else do I say? Alexander Usyk is a living legend. Every time I talk about him, I say how legendary I consider Alexander Usyk to be. Okay? And it's only because of, I didn't know him from when he started boxing, but he proved some things. And if we just pay attention, it's just people living right now. The legends that we try to act like we ain't seeing. It's legendary what Terrence Crawford did has done in his career, and the fact that Pacquiao didn't even want to fight him, and he's beating everybody coming all the way up from when he wasn't supposed to beat Bryce Prescott, and going on to become 2 division undisputed, and it's a possibility that he could become 4 division undisputed if he would have did that in the lightweight division, which he should have. He was linear before he left. Don't want to say that. But Alexander Usyk, similar. Cruiserweight, undefeated cruiserweight, undisputed cruiserweight champion. And I always like to tell you, what I'm saying? He was in the WBSS tournament. 8 of the very best cruiserweights were in that tournament. I would put that tournament up against any tournament that's ever happened. That cruiserweight tournament. And including when Andre Ward won with that tournament where Kessler was in there, right? Who was in there? Carl Froch and them, because those were the favorites. Then you had, I think, what do you have in there? You had a couple of, some bad boys in there too. Arthur Abraham, when Arthur Abraham was Arthur Abraham. It was a pretty good tournament too now. Don't get it twisted. But I'm saying, you tell me Marius Brides, everybody can act like that ain't an awesome fighter. Go ahead, because that means you don't know what you're looking at. Mari Gassiev, hard-punching cruiserweight. Those 2 were undefeated. You still had Dorticus up in there. Marco Huck, who has, about 12 title defenses when he was champion. Vrudacek was 54-3 or something at the time. Then I forget that dude's name every time I talk about it, but it was a dude, I guess from somewhere in East European dude too, who was 28-1 with 28 knockouts. Bottom line, so at least that's saying somebody getting knocked out, and it probably ain't gonna be him. So he's in there. The tournament was ridiculous, and he came out of there, Alexander Usyk, unscathed and never fought at home. Marco Huck, don't you live in Berlin? I'll be there in a minute. I'm gonna beat you up in front of your family. Marius Brides, ain't you the king of Latvia? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna come over there, but we're gonna have a close fight because you're awesome, but I still beat you at your hometown, which means I really beat you. Right? Then Maury Gassiev, you the hardest puncher in the tournament. You and Dorticus or whatever, right? But you supposed to be the hardest puncher, Got your man, the trainer. What was my man name? Abel Sanchez and stuff. Hard punching dude, right? Undefeated in Russia. Well, I'm from Ukraine and I'm coming to bring the pain. Bam, it's plain. I won the whole tournament. And then, by the way, since I won the tournament, I'm undisputed now. Who else is kind of talking smack around anywhere in any division right now that's close? Tony Bellew was. Right? Tony Bellew had just came off beating David Haye, my boy, twice. Went to England, He didn't tell Bellew, let's meet halfway at a neutral site or let's go to Ukraine. I ain't been there in a minute, right? This before the Ukraine war. He could have said, let's go to Ukraine, man. Kyiv would have loved that fight, right? No. Where you live at? I'll be over there to beat you up. Bam. Beats Bellew up. Knocked him out, matter of fact. Then there ain't nothing else to do in that weight. Prior to this tournament, just in case you might ask, he's beating Michael Hunter. Ain't but one person running around talking about he beat Michael Hunter, right? Michael Hunter, because Michael Hunter is a bad boy. We all know it. You know, beat Povetkin, and the whole Michael Hunter done some things. Matter of fact, Quiet's kept to be a small cruiserweight coming up to heavyweight. Michael Hunter, but Michael Hunter has a loss versus Alexander Usyk. So does Joe Joyce. By the way, they didn't count it as pros, but it was that little semi-pro thing going on, 5 or 6 round fights, and he got a win over Joe Joyce. That's Alexander Usyk for you. And after taking care of all the cruiserweight and becoming undisputed, right? Now I'll go up to heavyweight. Even though I don't have punching power, but I'll go up there and see what I can do, right? Beat up Witherspoon, then he beat up, didn't he fight Chisora, right? Let y'all think that he's going to have a close fight against Chisora so y'all can give him Anthony Joshua. Then he fights big old 6'6", 250-pound Anthony Joshua and beats him twice in 24 rounds. Is that legendary enough for you guys? No, we don't stop there. Let's stop there. Tyson Fury is 6'9", 270 damn pounds. And technical and awesome and all of that good stuff that we say. You know, some people say he's the best ever because he's so big, you know, which is why one of the reasons why I say Lennox Lewis is my particular GOAT, because Lennox Lewis has the size and the skill to have dealt with whoever from the smallest to the biggest. You know, I just don't think somebody, no matter how good you are, if you're 5'11", 210 pounds, you're going to have some problems against a few people because they're just way too much bigger than you. A size disparity is, something that, to behold at some point. But whatever. Your boy who he got? He got Tyson Fury on shook. Tyson Fury was able to negotiate last year to have the fight. Alexander Usyk was at, I'll take 25%. Tyson Fury was trying to offer the man 25%, even though he got done more in the boxing than Tyson Fury has. And he finally even accepted it, even though he has 3 belts and Tyson Fury has 1. Accepted that. Then that didn't happen. Tyson Fury got his way up out of that fight, right? Now, we all knew he wasn't going to fight, and now Tyson Fury's cut. Whatever with Tyson Fury, you guys can do this if you want and act like Tyson Fury, he's cut or whatever's the case, right? But your prior reputation is the reason why our antennas are up. It's not because we're just, why would you think he's lying? Because it's Tyson Fury. That's why, right? And Alexander Usyk, these are badges of honor for this channel, for me. You understand? When things like this continue to happen, you don't ignore the fighter that it happens, because on the other side of these shenanigans is always somebody that's ridiculously awesome. Every time. Canelo won't fight somebody for undisputed, forget the name right now. Canelo has 3 belts in a 160-pound division. He only has to fight one person to get the next belt and become undisputed in the middleweight division. Forget the name of the person or how the person looks. And get the biggest payday of his career. Wouldn't you want to do that? On the other side of that ridiculousness, because Canelo just didn't want to do it, is somebody that's ridiculously awesome. That'll be Demetrius Andrade. Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko, was almost undisputed, except he had the franchise title, which wasn't really nothing. They just made that one up. But there's a little dude that he can little young dude he can go and beat up. One title out there left. Didn't want to do it. Somebody awesome is on the other side of that. That'll be Devin Haney. All right? So it's things like that, fights, and it's always some stuff. Those are badges of honor. Terrence Crawford. Manny Pacquiao was a 6 to 8 division champion. Some say 8. I say 6. I got my reasons because I don't think that IBO and the IBA don't count for me, and catchweights don't count when you're talking about divisions champions. Then you have to beat them at the full weight, You know, because I just feel we have 17 divisions. But I ain't no slight against Pacquiao. Pacquiao, for you guys, 8 division champion. For me, 6 division champions. But ridiculous, we going to agree on ridiculously awesome, right? Just ridiculous and ain't scared of nobody. Can we all agree on that when we talk Manny Pacquiao? Yeah, we can. But Manny Pacquiao's team, him and everybody else, didn't never want him to fight your boy Terrence Crawford. Those are badges of honor. You don't ignore that. Something has to be on the other side of that that's making them not want to do that. Why wouldn't you? I can go beat up somebody that's supposed to be good and get a lot of money doing it. Why wouldn't you? But that's not even as bad as some of the you can become undisputed or stuff like that. You know, we got big old Tyson Fury keeps pricing itself out and not showing up for an undisputed fight against little old Alexander Usyk. Because Alexander Usyk is ridiculously awesome. It's that simple. His legacy is constantly growing through things like this. You guys just got to make sure that you understand what just happened. If Alexander Usyk wasn't awesome for undisputed, we'd have had this fight already. That's legacy. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm about here, y'all.